This is the Star Wars The Black Series, the 6-inch Tusken Raider, or Sand People. When I was a kid, these were called Sand People. Here's a look at the packaging, very nice. This is the regular release, not the 40th anniversary. It's basically, I think, the same figure. Haven't opened up the 40th anniversary version, but this is the one I chose to open up. I picked up this figure at Kramer Toy Warden. And you know what? I am not the biggest fan of these Sand People, the Tusken Raiders. I don't know, they probably scared me when I was a kid. But I will say this. This is one of the most detailed, impressive, well-made, well-designed, well-manufactured, whatever you want to call it. One of the best Black Series figures I've ever seen. And just the amount of details they put on this one. They really went all out on this figure, and I'm just very, very, very impressed. Okay, so let me just stand him up, straighten him out. First things first, let's start with his accessories. He comes with his rifle, which he can hold very tightly on the right hand. We've seen them shoot rifles during I think episode 1, maybe episode 4, I can't remember. Episode 1, I remember in the pod race, they were like shooting pod racers out there. This is the other weapon, the staff or stun staff or whatever that I'm used to seeing with them, especially in episode 4, and they were like they were all doing that. And Hasbro was kind enough to give us several accessories for the staff. Let me just straighten them out. Sorry, my bad. The knee joints are very tight. We'll talk about that later in articulation. But this is the standard staff. I put him here because the old Legacy collection or vintage collection Sand People or Tusken Raider had that sort of like rear end of an arrow on it. So that's the one I chose as a default. And as you can see, Hasbro has really come a long way from their old 3.75-inch version of the Tusken Raiders. You can change it with this one, which some of the other props they used during episode 4, and each one does a different thing. This one I think is the shocker thing, and it just looks like back in the 70s they probably just manufacture whatever they could, like spare arrows, spare rods or something like that, to make an alien looking weapon. And yeah, it was pretty cool. So we will keep it with this one because that's the one, that's probably my favorite look to it. Okay, so he's got very, very detailed rifle. Let me see if I can get a close-up on that. Just amazing detail. I mean, they've got a wash, they've got some wood detail, sniper scope, I think, the barrel, silver on it, just really amazing. This one, no paint apps, but the detail of the sculpt for the rod, I don't know what they call it. Somebody tell me in the comment section what this weapon is called, but it was very funny looking back in the day. And I thought, wow, it's so alien looking. Okay, so that's the accessory. He also, the weapons, he also comes with these soft goods sort of coat, and I don't want to remove it because I'm going to risk tearing it up, but inside you will see some more molded part of his tunic, just like what Obi-Wan had, and everything is molded in. This one is soft goods. The lower portion of the garment is made of the soft PVC material. This one is made of, I think, a chiffon type of cloth. It's very, it tatters a little bit. The threads do like to unravel, so I had to cut them off, but that's okay. It gives it that old, really desert, really rugged look to him. So very nice. I do like this one as well, but this one just looks like just a bunch of rags that they put on him. This one looks more like a cloth they would use for their garments. So nothing against this one, but this one, just the amount of attention to detail on this one, really, really nice. So they tried to do the harness or the ammunition belts, some detail. This one is just pouches, as you've seen, but Hasbro made it more accurate with this one, I think. Based on the pictures I've seen, it looks very accurate. Pouches, it reminds me of Marvel Legends type of detailing on this one. Got some wash on the leather. Just all out on the detail. I'm very, very impressed with it. They've got this one. I think it's a breathing apparatus or something, some accessory they have. The mask or the head sculpt. Look at that. Even on the wraps, there's some shading on it, some paint apps shading on it. And even the paint apps, there's nothing, there's very little to complain about. Maybe some misaligned gold paint apps on the buckles or on the buttons, but that's it. That's very, very minor. They even put a little bit of wash, some dirt, some staining on the lower garment. The boots, wow, look at that. It looks like mummy wrapping that has been aged, and just really, really nice detail. The shoes, great. Well done, Hasbro. Looking to be one of my favorite Black Series figures, even though I don't like the Tusken Raiders. Okay, articulation for the figures. Got a ball joint neck that's on a hinge. Got a very, very tight waist swivel. I don't even think it can rotate as much. It's very tight, probably because of this, the pouches. Ball hinge shoulders, ball hinge elbows, ball hinge wrists, ball jointed hips. Very hard to move the legs forward because of the lower garment, the soft PVC material. He's got a thigh swivel. Very, very tight knee joints. The upper joint of the double jointed knee joint is okay. You can easily fold it. But the second, for both legs, excuse me, Tusken Raider, the second joint is just as tight as heck. At least on my copy of the figure, and it's just very difficult to make it budge. So yeah, just be careful with that. I mean, it is there, it's just very difficult. It's got ball hinge ankles with a rocker articulation. So obviously the figure is going to get a 10 out of 10 for me because I love it, despite not really liking the Tusken Raiders. Here he is with Anakin. I killed them all. The women. The children. Oh my god. Okay, and then he can stand properly. I'm just being very careless about it. So he stands okay. And then here he is with the Ben Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. So it looks fantastic. I absolutely love it. If you're a big fan of the Star Wars Black Series figures in the 1/12 scale, you have to pick up this figure, whether it's be this one or the 40th anniversary. With the 40th anniversary figures, you usually don't want to open them up because they look great mint on card. But this one, wow. Wow, I am absolutely amazed. And I did not expect this one to actually look this great. So well done, Hasbro. Well done. This has been the Star Wars, the Black Series in 6-inch Tusken Raider. Thanks for watching.